Hello guys. You are on the channel Alice Reddit Stories. Enjoy watching. Story 1. Aita for not wanting my fiancé to dance to a love song dedicated to her late fiancé at our wedding. Before we met, my fiancé Kayla was engaged to a man she had dated for 3 years who died in a traffic accident. I had never dated a woman who had that kind of loss before, so I've been learning as I go, but I've tried to respect that he will always be a part of her story, and I accepted her relationship with her late fiancé's parents with open arms. They stayed very close, and by the time we started dating they were basically like a second set of parents to her. Kayla's real parents and her late fiancé's parents are all amazing people, so I consider myself pretty lucky to have 2 sets of great in-laws. Our wedding is coming up in May, and Kayla told me that after her father-daughter dance, she would like to have a second dance with her late fiancé's father to the song Vanilla Twilight. She asked me if I was comfortable with that, and I didn't want to be that guy and say no, so I said yes. But really, it makes me uncomfortable that she would be dancing to a love song dedicated to another man at our wedding. I am happy to make space in our lives for his memory. A photo of him is on our mantle at home. We make it a point to commemorate his birthday, the anniversary of his death, and I feel like I am understanding and supportive when she has bad days. And I am 100% fine with having his parents at the wedding because, like I said, we are all a family. But I also feel like our wedding is one day that it's all about our relationship. Update: 2 months ago, I married the love of my life. I was thinking about this thread the other day, how it went, and where my head was at when I made it, and I thought you guys might like an update. A little anticlimactically, the thing I was stressing about was a bit of a miscommunication, which probably happens a lot here. Kayla wanted to dance with her late fiancé's, I'll go ahead and just call him Luke from now on, father at our wedding, and Vanilla Twilight was an example of a song along the lines of what she wanted, not the set-in-stone top choice like I had thought. I, and a lot of commenters in the original thread, spent a lot of time over-analyzing the lyrics to that song, looking for hidden meaning in every word, while it turns out she hadn't put much more thought into the suggestion than this is a kind of sad song that I like. We got together that night and she had made several playlists of possible first dance songs for us, songs for when she walks down the aisle, music to play at the reception, and song choices for her dance with Luke's father. We spent hours listening to them all and talking about the wedding. We even made a tournament-style bracket for our first dance song in her journal and put songs head to head against each other until the victor emerged. And at the end, we talked about the wedding and our relationship, Luke and the relationship, and grief, what it was like when she lost him and what it was like for me when I lost my mom at a young age, what a family is, and all the things we're hopeful for the future. We stayed up until 3 in the morning just talking and planning and laughing and crying a little, and I'm so glad for it. After getting bombarded by dozens of different opinions from dozens of different people earlier that day, I had been worried that I was going to have a conflict with my fiancé shortly before our wedding. But there was no conflict, just a pure memory. After that night, I started putting in more effort to be involved with the wedding planning process and actually ask for the things I wanted, which Kayla actually really appreciated. We also took a long weekend a couple of weeks before the wedding to go on a camping trip together for just the 2 of us, which I highly recommend to anyone who is getting married. Overall, there was a complete flip in my feelings leading up to the wedding, from being somewhat insecure and excited but nervous to being completely at ease, excited, and feeling stronger about my relationship than ever. The wedding day itself was really wonderful and worth the wait. Kayla and Luke's father had their dance to lean on me, and I also had a dance with Kayla's mom, and it was very emotional in a good way. I really felt that the day was a celebration of our love, and I was genuinely happy that Luke's parents were there to celebrate along with us, because they are very much members of our family, and I wish I had the space to describe all the ways they've been there for us through the years. My amazing wife is who she is because of all the experiences that she has had in her life, and I don't want to be the kind of man who asks her to pretend that she has never loved before me, or pretend that her grief is something that is or should be done with forever now that she has me. I just want to say how glad I am that we shared that night together and that the wedding was nothing but love and celebration. I never thought I could be so happy. Story 2. I, 21F, met my 25F best friend's boyfriend, and it was strange. I'm confused about our friendship. We've been really close friends for a few years. She's one of the most important people in my life, and we've shared so many memories, heartbreaks, happy moments, weird times, all of it. She's recently gotten into a new relationship, and she's very happy with her partner. We are, now, in what feels like two different moments in our lives, where she is really focused on her relationship, and I've been much more interested in my school and work, and generally uninterested in dating. Doesn't really matter because I am very happy for her, and I'm really glad that she's found a partner who she loves and who treats her wonderfully. They've been dating for a little less than 5 months now, gone through all the loving moments, and are incredibly happy together, but my relationship with my best friend has become somewhat strained, and it got, at least to me, much worse this past weekend during a visit home. Here are some of the weird moments. I came home to visit family during a school break, and my friend asked if I wanted to meet her partner, which I, of course, was excited to do. I had a flight that morning and a midterm the night before, so I was up late. It doesn't excuse much, but I ended up being late to our hangout, about a half hour or less. I apologized for my lateness, but my friend continued to make passive-aggressive comments about my being late throughout the entire 2 hours I was there. I think she made 5 overall, the entire time. This isn't really a big deal, but it did make me feel a bit attacked. Then, her boyfriend and her started to make increasingly teasing comments, joking about these shoes, think like dad shoes, my family and I love to wear, even though, obviously, they're kind of lame. This is really stupid, of course, but their jokes just kept going, and it honestly felt mean, not jokey. Our conversation was okay, but I didn't feel like I was talking to my best friend anymore, and her boyfriend, for some reason, didn't ask me a single question, which I found strange. Obviously, I asked him a bunch. Every time I said I was interested in something, career-wise, my friend made a comment about how she could never do that, or that was super uninteresting to her. This was fine, because for a long time, we would tease each other about the different job worlds we're in, but it felt more frustrating and kind of extreme now, as it was after everything I said. Here's the kicker that really upset me, though. I made a joke about my interest in a school being for a petty reason, about how pretty the school is. In a high-pitched voice, almost like a Valley Girl voice, her boyfriend started to mock me for what I said. He said, yeah, I decided to study this because the vibes were just right, the place is just so pretty. He kept going till my best friend had to tell him to stop. After that, I had to cancel a coffee date my friend and I scheduled that morning because I had a midterm that day and was very behind in studying. I asked her if she could reschedule the next day or the following, just to spend some time together alone, and she said she was busy because of classes and work. There was a holiday the next day, so I know she definitely didn't have classes, and I felt that she was explicitly avoiding me or just uninterested in hanging out with me. Which, to be clear, every time I've come home for a break, however short, I have visited her, even for like an hour or two just to see each other. She, also, always has time for other friends, and I see her out pretty frequently. I'm not sure what happened, but the entire weekend then felt weird and strange. TLDR, I met my friend's new boyfriend, and it was a strange experience, especially because I felt that my friend and her boyfriend mocked me and teased me throughout our hangout. I'm concerned my friend is avoiding me, though nothing has actually happened between us, and I'm unsure if our relationship is falling apart or if she's just in the honeymoon period and focused mainly on her relationship, without any time for me. Thanks for watching. Subscribe to the channel. There are many interesting stories ahead of you.